Everybody, it's Beneza again. This is a video for the UK leaving the EU. First off, I grew up in England, was there 30 years, now been in America for 8. I voted to stay in. My vote was to stay in, and still is. Fortunately, we went out. Scotland, I think, unlike Donald Trump, that they got the country back when they hadn't, because Scotland actually, the whole country is Scotland, being part of the UK, pretty much stayed or wanted to stay in the EU. So Trump stupidly today or yesterday, whatever time it was, oh, Scotland have got their country back, and there's a guy in I guess Highland colours or tartan colours or some sort behind him in a picture with a real grumpy face. He's like, oh, this moron doesn't know nothing. He's just there to say that because he wants America to be great again by discriminating against people, which is not good. So I'd assume, or I strongly think that Scotland and the Republic of Ireland and Wales could possibly wave goodbye to England and tell England, you're not in our gang anymore. I haven't been back to England since I've been in America, and I don't particularly want to at the moment. I'm kind of embarrassed about what just happened. I thought there's a lot of English people thinking that the empire still exists and that we're superior to people. We're not. This planet as a whole needs equality, and it needs one world government with a socialist system that allows people to get healthcare, like the national insurance in Great Britain. Just pay national insurance. You know, even if you don't need a hospital, you can go, as long as you're paying your taxes in your national insurance. You know, even if you go to an ER and you're homeless, unfortunately homeless, you know, you're usually good. You know, there's companies like Bupa where you can pay private medical insurance in Great Britain or the UK, which is it's just basically, you know, paying money to get a little bit better service. That's all. So I think England are falling, and it's going to be a very hard hit when they hit the ground or hit the bottom. It's going to leave a lot of mess, and the average everyday people are going to feel the worst, I think. If the rest of the UK decide to break away from England, they could quite easily go back to the European Union if they decide to welcome them back, and I hope they do. So let's see. Next thing, is it November? We've got to wait and see who gets elected. Don't want Trump at all. The guy doesn't have a clue, and if pandering is the right appropriate word, he's pandering to people through TV and any form of media, and saying any old thing, you know. And I think, from my view or my opinion, a lot of people are taking whatever he says as gospel truth. And really, you should be using Google and newspapers and whatever other tools you have at hand in the modern day or the modern era to see that, I would say, at least 75% of what the stuff that he says is completely irrelevant and untrue. In my opinion, Donald Trump, all he wants is his businesses to pay lower taxes, and for his wealthy friends to pay lower taxes for their businesses too, so they can get richer, and the average everyday person, including Republicans, to pay more taxes. So, you know, Republicans who are on an average wage, or on paper statistically on an average wage, I would save some money up, have some yard sales and sell your car if you've got a Mercedes-Benz and get something a little less expensive. So I think Americans are going to find it a little bit harder very soon to come as well, if he does somehow get in. Bernie Sanders is my man in terms of the American election, and I hope that he somehow gets in. The Republicans are saying that they don't want Trump as president as well, but they're not doing anything but blowing air out of their mouths. So we'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, England are going to be a very lonely country, like a very lonely little boy at elementary school who doesn't really want to be there, and he's scared of everybody. So America could even be in trouble if Trump somehow gets in. I don't think he will. So I'm very embarrassed to be English at the moment. I really want to apologise to Scotland and Republic of Ireland and Wales that this is happening. It's a shame, really. And you know, those in England, you know, who think that you're better than everybody, you know, and that you think, just as in America as well, that, you know, jobs like factory jobs and working in, you know, apple orchards or any farm, picking vegetables and fruits and whatever for a living is beneath you. So who else is going to do it? Now the European people aren't allowed in England freely, because those jobs are beneath you, right? I don't mind doing it. I've done factory work in the past. I didn't particularly like it, but you know, it was more money than job seekers allowance, so way more money. So getting up at 4 o'clock and coming home by the time I got off the bus at 4 PM is a long day, or even 6 PM depending on what shift we did. And it wasn't as much money as, you know, I'm used to getting in England, or used to getting in England for basketball coaching. But, you know, it's better than sitting on my backside, you know, because, you know, generations of people, you know, their grandparents told their parents, you know, don't work because we can reap the benefits of the benefit system. And the parents are telling the grandkids the same thing. Oh, don't, you can get £50,000 a year worth of benefits, you know, and half of it's in your money in your pocket, you know. And some people may think, well, good for them, you know, let everybody else do the work. But that's not how we should be teaching people. Teach your kids to have some ambition to do something with their lives and get an education. Because you're basically thinking that you're better than everybody else when you're not really better than anybody. We're all born equals, so get up your butts and do something. Excuse me. And I think the Queen should give half the money that she's sitting on back to the people. And, well, England especially are going to need it.